Just imagine a monopusher chronograph movement developed by three of the most esteemed independent watchmakers and originally developed for Cartier. That's the movement in our fifth and latest Montre de Souscription. This is the Angelus Chronographe Tachymètre Montre de Souscription 5. In this video I'll tell you more about the beautiful chronograph caliber, the three now famous watchmakers who developed it, about Angelus and the Joux-Perret manufacture, the difference between the Telemeter and a Tachymeter, and of course about our latest limited edition, the Angelus Chronographe Tachymètre MDS5. So let's start with the content of this watch, the beautiful monopusher chronograph caliber A5000. This movement was developed in the late 1980s by THA, the talent incubator from none other than François-Paul Journe, Denis Flageollet and Vianney Halter. THA stands for Technique Horlogère Appliquée. All three superstar watchmakers who are now widely known and respected. The movement was originally developed for the Cartier Tortue monopoussoir. Monopoussoir is French for monopusher, meaning that all chronograph functions to start, stop and reset are operated by one pusher. This Tortue monopoussoir was part of the so-called CPCP collection from Cartier, which was their take on proper high-end watchmaking. Today the movement is manufactured in-house by Angelus, or actually by La Joux-Perret manufacture, which is part of the same concern. So it's safe to say it's an in-house movement. Since the conception of the movement, it has been strongly improved by La Joux-Perret, who have the exclusive rights to the movement. The movement measures 4.20 mm in thickness and 24 mm in diameter. The main plate and bridges are 3N gold finished, while the chronograph parts, like the levers and hammer, are in stainless steel. All edges are chamfered and polished, and also the screw heads are polished. The balance wheel vibrates at 21,600 vibrations per hour, which equals 3 Hz, and the main spring barrel stores up to 42 hours of autonomy when fully wound. There's a central chronograph hand and a 30-minute counter for measuring the elapsed time up to 30 minutes. Also good to mention is that the chronograph is actuated via a column wheel and a horizontal coupling. By pressing the pusher located in the crown, you can start, stop and reset the chronograph. The models that Angelus already introduced, 2 in stainless steel like ours and 1 in yellow gold, all feature a so-called Telemeter scale on the dial. We chose for a Tachymeter and I'll explain why in a minute. But let me first briefly explain what both scales do. A Telemeter is to record elapsed distances. Suppose you see lighting. You start the chronograph and as soon as you hear the thunder you stop the chronograph. The hand, second hand of course, will indicate on the Telemeter scale how far away that thunder actually is. A Tachymeter, on the other hand, is to record speed. When driving a car over a given distance of, for instance, 1 kilometer, the Tachymeter will enable you to read the speed that you're driving on the scale. How does it exactly work? Well, you start the chronograph when you pass a 0 point and stop the chronograph at exactly 1 kilometer. And on the Tachymeter scale you can read what your speed was. Since most of us at Monochrome are not only crazy about watches but also about cars, we publish a story about cars every Saturday in our Petrolhead corner. So I think a Tachymeter befits more with us than a Telemeter scale. And on the MDS5 the Tachymeter is not limited to speed down to 60 units per hour as most Tachymeters, but thanks to the snail scale it allows to measure speeds up to 30 units, kilometers or miles per hour, because it's sometimes so nice to take your time and enjoy the moment. Our Angelus chronograph comes in a 37mm stainless steel case that's 9.25mm thick. Due to a relatively thin and long lugs, the watch wears slightly larger than you would expect based on the 37mm diameter. However, it really remains a relatively small wristwatch. Refined, elegant, thin and with a beautifully finished case. The flanks feature a straight grain brushing, while the top surface is satin brushed. The lugs and case feature a polished bevel, which adds a gorgeous touch to lift everything to a higher level. As mentioned before, this chronograph with its monopusher, start, stop and reset with one pusher in the crown, it just looks very balanced, very beautiful and elegant. And that gorgeous movement can be admired through a sapphire crystal in the case back, with around it some engraving including the limited edition number and its name. The crystal on the front is a box sapphire crystal, which also looks very nice. This together with the entire design, like the refined and elegant case, the crown with monopusher and the style of the dial, is very much inspired by vintage chronographs. Last but not least, the dial color. Initially, I wanted a salmon dial. as a continuation of our very first Montre de Souscription. However, talking with the team at Angelus and looking at other vintage chronographs, the idea arose to choose a yellow gold dial, something that you can also find on many vintage chronographs. And I'm absolutely thrilled with that choice, it really looks very good. The realization, however, was slightly more difficult than just taking the decision, as the first prototype dial was done, like the movement, in 3 and yellow gold. For the dial, that was actually too orange, too dark yellow. It simply didn't look as good as we hoped for, so the next trial was a 2N yellow gold coating, and that was a hit. Immediately when I saw that prototype, which is now the one that we filmed for this video, I loved it. The 2N color nailed it. Our 5th Montre de Souscription will be limited to 20 pieces, and these will be for sale in the Monochrome shop for 18,500 euros excluding VAT. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked our 5th Montre de Souscription as much as we do.